We needed some more irrigation stuff, so we bought 500 feet of the drip lines. We bought 100 feet of the header lines. I had some header lines left. There's a piece of it laying over there. And with all this, I got 4 bags of fittings. 1, 2, 3, 4. I ordered more than I needed because you always end up with one short. I ordered 1,000 emitters that goes in the line. I ordered inline shutoff valves. I ordered these kind of tees for the garden beds across the street. And I've got these tees that go on my header line that the drippers will come off of this. I ordered a bunch of caps that go on the end of the drip line, and this cap is to prevent dirt from getting in it when I'm putting them on the main header. And that would be something that would block these little emitters. You can see they're really tiny. Tiny little hole. Doesn't take much trash. I've got a filter system on all the water coming from the well to here to prevent trash from getting in the line. Anyway, meanwhile we'll keep putting this thing together. Well, I need some more irrigation. I got 4 rows of corn, 2 rows of beans, and we're going to put some squash down this walkway path. So that means I need 1 on that, 2 with the beans, and 4 over there. I need 7. There's my header pipe going off my valve, because I'm going to be doing at least 16 rows with this irrigation. This is an old header pipe. It already had one of these fittings on it, and that will be that one. And then I'll just cut into these in the center of each one of these rows. And over here we've laid out a whole bunch of the drip lines that are 30 couple feet long. And we'll put drippers on it, which will take a while, and the 2 ends, and lay them down and hook them into this header. Give you some idea how it works. Alright, the header's attached up there to the zone valve. I've got 4 rows of corn. So I've got a new T right there for each row. And you just cut it. I use a PVC cutter. Works pretty easy. And you center it in each row. And then you put the drip lines on it. I've got some old drip lines. Here's an old drip line. I bought some more of these screens. They're washer screens. They work great. And there's a secondary filter in it. That would go on the end of that T. I'll take that cap off. The cap's on there to keep dirt out of the line. And I will put this on that and roll this 30 foot of drips. This 3/8 drip line with little drippers on it. And I'll run it right down the middle of those beans. And then I will run another one down that. And I'll run single ones at each one of these T's. So you put down a header the length you need. You put a cap on the end with a fitting to have the cap. You put your T's in next. If you had all your drip lines all made together, we're going to put all new ones in here because some of these drippers might be clogged. And then you put all these down. Then you leave this end open. That will be at the other end of the garden. And you turn on the water and it flushes all the trash out of the lines, and then you put caps on them and then run them and they'll all drip. Saves a ton of time watering, especially now when it's been over 100 degrees for several days and very little rain. Thanks for watching. Well, we put down the drip lines on this new header line, and one thing you have to think about is we're on a well and it runs 40 to 60 pounds of pressure when it cycles. At the 40 excuse me, at the 40 pound pressure, it wouldn't supply more than 4 of these drip lines 30 feet long. so you have to split them. So I ran a second header. I ran the first header. It's going to cover the first 4 rows, which happen to be corn, and then I'm going to run the 2 in the beans and 1 right here when we plant this in squash, because we still have a squash row over here that we can steal a lot of plants out of and make another row. And then that row didn't have a drip on it, and my wife, bless her heart, got in here and I fed the line to her, and she weaved that thing between those 4 rows of beans all the way to the other end so we can drip irrigation. So now it's all working on the drip system. And the reason I didn't film this yesterday at the end, I worked out here about 9 hours yesterday, finished about 6:45, is these squash plants that we stole from that row over there were laying flat on the ground. You'd have said they are dead, they are goners. We watered them a lot, and those 2 there were laying flat on the ground. You'd think you'd poured boiling water on them. But they perked up overnight, and they probably will make it. Yesterday was 105. And today's going to be over 100 again, so we'll see. They might lay back down again. Anyway, I got to do some tweaking in the garden, because I've got a header line up there that's supplying 7 rows, and I've got to split it so that it supplies 4 and 3. If you had city water pressure or something, you might not have a garden this size, but if you could maintain 60 pounds of pressure, you could probably run more than 120 feet, which is what 4 of those drip lines are. But on a well, that's about all you can do. Thanks for watching.